Hi, my loves. Welcome back to Tarot Talks with Jodi Anne. It's me, your favorite card slinger, and I have got your month ahead spread for November. So know that whenever you're seeing this, it's the right timing for you. Okay? My intention with this is for it to go to the collective conscience and give the wisdom that is needed to all of you when you need it. So this fall has been really big with the eclipses and everything going on. So I wanted to do a spread that looks at what's coming for us. I know a lot of us are going into like a new paradigm, a new space. So I wanted to speak to that in our reading today. So I'm doing a mini Celtic cross. Okay. We're going to look at where you are right now, what's crossing you, what you're transitioning out of, what you're going into, the forces supporting you, and a message from your guide. Are you ready? So the first card you have is the Fool. And the secret about the Fool is that you are needing to be open, right? The message the Fool has for us is always to open our hearts and really see with our hearts, to take our logical mind out of it and to really see with our hearts and our intuition, to be brave, to be willing to walk through the next chapter of our life. Okay, so I feel like many of you in our community here are being called up to like a next level of understanding. Does that make sense to you, my love? And there's fear with that. So the Fool card, this is where you are right now. And the idea is not to fear, to trust that you have been led to this place that you are at. That you would not be asked to go forward if you weren't ready and if your spiritual crew didn't have your back. And there's like a secret there about, even though we feel unprepared, we often don't see ourselves clearly and can't fathom how amazing we actually are. And if we look at the card that's crossing you, that's the Justice card. So this talks about, again, that same message, where you might get stuck, what might hold you back is when your heart and your mind aren't in agreement. Your mind is going to be telling you things like, you're not worthy, you're not ready, this couldn't possibly be for you, it's not safe to move forward. And what you need to do is really get into your heart. Your heart will never lead you astray. Well, almost never. Sometimes the heart wants what the heart wants, and our love relationships can get messy. But in the sense of, what is my purpose? Where am I going in life? Is this calling for me? Your heart will not let you down. The lesson with the Justice card, what the Justice card often speaks to us about, is to not look with our eyes and our logic and our mental capacity, but to look truly with our heart at things. So again, it's a second calling for you to get into your heart space, to look at, what do you desire, truly desire, and go ahead and follow it. Be brave enough to go forward. Let's look at the card that you're coming out of and why we could be full of so much fear. So the Three of Elixirs in this deck is the same as our Three of Cups in a traditional deck. And that is usually about community. And I'm not surprised that community comes up as something you're moving away from, because the last month, so many of us have highlighted the theme of our relationships to others and our relationships to self. A lot of relationship pattern has come up for us to look at. So you are moving out of the way you relate to people. You're changing the way you show up in relationships. So of course it's scary. Of course you want to be up in your head and not in your heart. But you have the tools you need to move through this. I feel like some of you have made some very serious decisions about boundaries with people, about perhaps creating new community or replacing some aspects of your support system. These are hard decisions. Of course you're full of fear. Of course you're full of doubt. Trust your instincts, my love. Trust your instincts. You were brought here for a reason. The patterns were highlighted for you so that you can move through and change them and move towards what is better for you. So let's look at the card of what you're moving towards. Wow. Okay, so an ace. Aces are wonderful omens. You have the Ace of Blades. Blades are air, so that's our mind. So this work that you've been doing, the things you've been slogging through August, September, and really, really focusing on in October, the things you've been breaking down in your journal, the things you've been learning about yourself and healing about yourself, you are on the precipice of a new mindset around those things. It's not going to come without work, though. You have to be brave enough. You have to embody that fool's bravery to leap and put yourself first and move forward with your healing so that you can have this shift come to fruition for you. Does that make sense? Okay, let's check out your next card. This next card at the bottom of your spread, this card is representing what is supporting you, the positive influences around you. Another ace. So with two aces in our spread, what I really want to highlight for you, my love, is the idea that all of the hard work you've been doing, whether it's just been since this summer or whether this has been a couple years of cumulative working through the themes around relationships and community and how you show up in relationships, this is the result of all of your work. Not only is there a new mindset coming to you, there's a new, what I want to call heart set. Because we know that elixirs or cups, they are all about our emotions. So there is a new emotional landscape unfolding for you. I really want to say to you, my love, that you have left behind some very serious patterns around how you relate to others, and you are opening up to a new way of relating to people. So look for that in your friendships. Look for that in the people that you hold nearest and dearest to your heart. Look at how you can express your love to them, whether they're your best girlfriend that you love giggling with when you watch shows together, or your children, or your spouse, or even your coworkers that you appreciate. There is a newness coming to all of these relationships. This is what is supporting you. The shifts you've made are going to be reflected back to you in the relationships that are close to you. Now, the last card I have for you, this one on top of the spread, this is your message from your guides. And your guides bring you a message of balance. The Two of Swords, balancing your thoughts and your heart. You have the tools that you need. We've brought you this far. We've brought you to this place where you no longer need to wonder, where you can see the path ahead of you, where you can see the duality of things. You can see your old way of being and your new way of being, and you have to choose. You can now consciously choose between patterns. We have given you the power to consciously choose between old patterns and new ways of being. We've given you the sight to see the patterns. So never get caught up in shame or fear around what you used to do. Know that you can see clearly those two paths because of how much healing you've done this year. So there you go, my loves. That is your November reading. You are on the precipice of very new things. There are new ways opening up before you. You have so much love supporting you and a new tool that you can use. Check in with your guides. Check in with your highest self. When you are at that place of indecision and getting trapped up in your head, sink into your heart space. Tap into your wisdom. Remember your old path and decide whether you will do that or choose something new. I hope that resonates with you out there. I hope this reading comes to you when you need it. I try to put out a mini reading every week. If you're interested in that, hit the subscribe button. I also teach tarot on this channel. I break down individual cards and look at their symbology. And I do deck reviews and unboxings. So please hit that subscribe button, and I hope to see you soon.